All right, I have a new figure here, and this is weirdly named. It is Gundam 1.5 Eyes, and it is the one in the center. It is the larger one of the three. These three kind of all go together, and I'm going to go through that in just a little bit. We have, and pardon me if I pronounce it wrong, the names Dynames Saga and Devise Exia over here on this side. Um, so you can see that the one in the middle is larger. I ordered this directly from Premium Bandai, and it was $504. I did not see it anywhere else. So I order from a variety of different places. I didn't see it on Kappa Hobby. I didn't see it on Big Bad Toy Store. So it is a lot. That is a lot for even for a metal build, which is one of Bandai's premier um, lines. So let's really quick. We'll go through kind of the tail of the tape using my scale that I got, because the reason I like to do this is because this is not information that is in product descriptions of these figures. So this one here is 11.2 ounces. Okay, that is Devise Exia. And then Dyname Saga, a little bit heavier at 13.9 ounces. And they've got some of their accoutrements on there, so they're a little bit tricked out. And then we have 1.5 at 15.5 ounces. So very nearly a pound. So it is the largest of them. Certainly didn't pay $504 for the other figures, although they are not cheap. I will not be going through any of the gimmicks on this video. I will be going through those on another video. So where is he from? Because in the product description it says it's from Mobile Suit Gundam 00 Revealed Chronicle. What in the heck is that? So I'm trying to look around and figure it out. Is it a series? Was it a movie? Was it a manga? Apparently none of those. As far as I can tell, it was something that ran on Netflix, but like a few years ago. And I found one untranslated, maybe it didn't run in the United States. I don't know, because I couldn't find it on there. But it was untranslated with subtitles, and a little over 8 minutes. And I assume it was a series, maybe, but it looked really unimpressive. So, for instance, they had, it looked like something from a video game, actually. But they would have like a figure on there, just a CGI video of it kind of moving around. For some reason, even though in the original anime, uh, they worked in conjunction, but Dynames Saga and Devise Exia were fighting. And I mean, the CGI didn't look terrible. It looked kind of like the figure, but it didn't look great. And just the whole presentation looked unimpressive. So I always think of these figures as being made as a reproduction of something, a manga, an anime, or whatever. But in this case, it appears that these were created specifically, not as something that could be made, where a figure would be made after it. This was made to sell figures. And so the last 2 minutes of it were literally advertisements for the figures, including the other two figures I just showed. I never saw this character in the anime, or whatever this 8 minute thing was. So that might have been in another episode or whatever. It didn't even seem to be like a story. But I'm a little surprised, because this metal build is one of their premier lines, and to create such a weird cheap. But I know that I'd done some research on Reddit, and the Reddit posters seemed unimpressed with it and said you could just skip it. So I'm not sure that this character appears in anything but Revealed Chronicle, because that was the only thing I could figure that it was from. So the other two figures I'm going to show, they come from Gundam 00. So this is the anime, and I think this is from the 1980s. And you can see that, I believe, is Device Exia. on the cover there. I'm not sure if we can see, but I did watch this fairly recently, but I don't remember this character appearing in there. Maybe it does, but it's a long series. I'm not going to rewatch it just to see if I can find this character. I think the color scheme on it is really nice. It's, of course, the quality is amazing. And again, you could see the density just in the weight, in the fact that it's 15.5 ounces, nearly 16 ounces. And so you got all nice metal in there. Now, I thought when I first bought this that it was broken. The reason is because these shoulders are very stiff, and this one was all loose. This one was stiff, this one was loose. And I'm not talking about stiff in the articulation. This piece here, this piece here was wobbly. That is not broken. It just, this will come off. It was all wobbly. And so I finally, I mean, I was prepared to contact Premium Bandai and say that I was sent a broken figure. I was able to pull the arm out. It will just slide out. And apparently in here, if I can show that, in here, this piece kind of slides in. There's like a metal ring here, and it was not in the metal ring. So I had to kind of push. It was plastic on plastic. So I was trying to be careful, but I was able to push it in, and then it was fine. So not a damaged figure. Thank goodness. $504 is a lot to pay for a figure if it comes pre-damaged. The thing is just as clean as you can imagine. I mean, everything in here is gorgeous. I love the colors. I love the purple and the light gray. I think it looks fantastic. Some of these pieces, and this is not a complaint, some of these pieces, they look like they're metal. They're not actually metal, but the joints are metal. The articulation is I think this is all metal in here. And of course, to be nearly a pound at this size, it's probably 7.5 inches tall. But I mean, it's a little disappointing in the sense that I kind of like these to go with a series, a movie, or something like that. Whereas this just appears to have been possibly created just to sell a figure. I mean, there certainly are enough Gundam characters that you wouldn't have to create one specifically, but this is such a nice looking figure, and I look forward to getting into the gimmicks and playing around with the gimmicks. And his weight will go up because if I attach various things to it. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're creating a figure specifically to create a figure rather than based on an anime, I guess you could do whatever you want. So this all in here is metal. I'm sure the entire interior in here is metal. And of course it's got, all sorts of articulation everywhere. And detailing, gorgeous detailing. But I just love the colors. You pay a lot for these figures. Goodness me. Pound for pound, I've seen other figures that are more expensive, but for its size, $504. Now, I looked online at the yen, the original yen. Again, I bought this from Premium Bandai, so I'm not sure if Premium Bandai is actually Bandai or if they're just affiliated. The price in yen converted is $315. So there is a markup, okay? But that is very common. That is very common amongst these metal build figures and among actually all of the Gundam figures. So a lot of the certain Bandai figures that I've ordered in the past were very close in price, but I'm thinking more like Street Fighter figures and stuff like that. These high-end figures can sometimes really have a huge markup, and I don't know why. But I can tell you that for $315, you really get your money's worth. So $504, yeah, I mean, it's expensive, but I don't know that you are going to get it for much less in the West. And of course, as I mentioned, this figure was not really available much places. So if you wanted it, that might have been the best place to look. I'm not sure. I didn't look at like Gundam and stuff. I may have looked in Gundam in it, but if I was doing comparative pricing, and I didn't particularly think that Gundam did a great job on packaging. I've never had a problem with Premium Bandai and their packaging. And of course, when you're getting a figure that's this much money, you want your packaging to be fantastic. Not only do you want the figure itself to be protected, you want the box to be protected because that's part of the presentation. So, I mean, yeah, I love my figures, but who knows? Maybe someday I will try to sell some of them, and obviously people, the price on the package, the figure with the package and without the package would be dramatically different. So anyway, I'm going to do a second video, at least one more video showing the various gimmicks. But the first look is, I like it. It's expensive, really, really expensive. But once I fixed this one shoulder, it was very nice. So I will be showing off the gimmicks once I go through them and test them out.